Hello and welcome to day 5 of our January Challenge 2024, working on Evelyn Jones's beautiful piece Midnight Lullaby from her forthcoming book Hygge Serenades. Keep an eye out for that. We will have more information about that later on. So today we have a new line of learning. Once you have learnt today's line, you are actually halfway through the piece, which is great to know. We are going to take about 2 weeks over learning this because we're going to have some more rest days to come, but you're actually at the halfway point in terms of the sheet music, which is great, isn't it? You're doing really well. So, new section today. First thing to note, we are mezzo forte. It's our first dynamic change in the piece. So until now, we've been at this mezzo piano, gentle, soft, mediumly soft, and now mezzo forte. It's going to be a bit more fire, a bit more passion into this section here. I'll play it for you first, just a 4-bar phrase for us, and then I will go in depth. Here we go. Oh, tripped over. We'll try again. Okay, so do the left hand first. Nice repetitive pattern to this. We have D, A, D. So again, I'm just going to focus on where's my thumb going, and I'll open up the octave and the fifth underneath. And then we have a little 4, 2. Then I'm going to move my finger 2 to the red, and I'm just going to go 1, 2, 1. Beautiful bending thumb coming back out when it's needed. Okay, so D, A, D, C, D, and opening up to the A, E, A. And then I'm going to do that again. D, A, D. And this time just an octave A, but still the A. And that's all it is. So bar 3 and bar 1 are the same. Bar 2 and 4 are based on each other, but one has the note in the middle. And the other one doesn't. It's just A to A. Okay? So, top hand. Top hand is also following a similar pattern. Bar 1 and bar 3 are going to be the same, and bar 2 and bar 4 are going to be based on each other of today's learning that I'm counting. So, the top hand it's the top 3 notes of an arpeggio shape. So if I were to open up a full arpeggio and do D, F, A, D, but I don't need that bottom one, it's just the F, A, D. Again, similarly to when we were doing the F to the Ds, and I had a nice almost vertical thumb in terms of being aligned with the string it's on, so that more of my hand is their way, rather than being from here, where I end up with a really straight third finger, letting that come through to there. For me, that allows my wrist to drop in a little bit, which I personally like. There are different methods of teaching regarding the wrist, so I don't often mention the wrist. But that can be really helpful for bringing the palm of the hand available for the fingers to come into. So I've got the F and the A and the D. It's a rolled chord, which is what this squiggle down the left hand side means, to arpeggiate it, to roll it. So what that effectively means, I have a nice little word I think a lot of people use, which is tarium. Tarium. So we're effectively playing finger 3, then finger 2, and then our thumb, but we're going to allow it to be like a roll, like imagine there's a wave coming in and it's washing it away, and the thumb is the last one to go. Okay, now if you've never done those before, it takes a while to get used to. That feeling of letting these ones come off really quickly rather than it being really focusedly. It's almost like we're going to try and play it as a chung, as a all together, but we're just getting it wrong almost. Ooh. And they're coming off at separate times. What can be helpful, even though this is coming up towards us, what can be really helpful is if you take got your fingers placed, take a nice deep breath in, and then you're going to blow as you try and roll it up to your thumb. So actively blowing. Deep breath in and then blow. Yeah, and it's imagining that it's heading up to that top note. Something to practice. Now the aim of a rolled chord in terms of timing is that the top note, which is the melody note, it's the last note that's sounding, it's the one we're aiming for, that one lands accurately on the beat that it belongs to. So this is written at the beginning of the bar, beat 1. So we're not going to play the F on beat 1 nor the A, we're going to play the thumb. We're aiming for that thumb. So the other two need to ever so slightly anticipate, be slightly ahead of the beat, which is kind of as we take our deep breath in and then we start to blow. Now when it's a really fast roll, there's not a lot to discern between it. But in terms of where it lands with what the left hand's doing, the left hand is playing on the beat. So it's da, da, do, in terms of how they land. I kind of want to explain it, but I also don't want you to overthink it. I want you to allow it to be. So knowing, okay, I'm aiming for the thumb's the important note, the rest just kind of disappears before it, and I might even just blow it away. And that I'm aiming for that to land with this. Maybe. Okay. Try not to overthink it, because I think that can take it too far. We have another rolled chord landing on that final note of the bar. So we actually go, hopefully without falling off. I seem to have a tendency to fall off there in my left. Maybe need to make sure I'm really doing a nice wiggle and a nice bend. Okay, so if we just try that bar together a bit more time, I'll count it a bit slower. You might choose to breathe and blow just to help with that chord, that's fine, but I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and. There we go, and again with that third chord I had to try and slightly anticipate it so that my top note landed with that top note in the left. Okay, try that one more time, maybe shake your arms out. When I say shake your arms out, it's really good to let them properly dangle from the shoulder to do that. Not sort of shaking them here. Let them properly dangle so that you're really relaxing everything out, and then they can come back in. We can go on to that shape again. Okay? Only the fingers that are on are actively engaged. The rest can just lie relaxed. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Well done. Now, both hands are moving the same distance to get us to this A shape. So the top hand is keeping its shape that it was, but it's now on an A. The left hand was on octave and a fifth there, it's on octave and a fifth there, but with the A's. And again, slightly anticipatory in the right. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now I have to be careful there, and I've written in the music to stop myself doing what I just did there. Now I did it. Because in the bar before it's quaver, 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 boom, all these eighth notes, these quaver notes. In this bar, because the left hand is playing crotchets, and for some reason my hand is desperately wanting to emulate the bar before, it's wanting to copy that, I've written in 1 and 2 3 to remind myself to go 1 and 2 and 3, space it out. Okay, whatever you need to write in is what you need to write in. Go for it. Okay, so if we put those two bars together, and this is really sorting out the whole thing, but we'll just do those two bars for the moment. So coming in on the D shape, maybe just give that a little squeeze for a minute and then practice the move to the A shape so you feel where that is. Notice what you can aim for. If you aim with that thumb, thumb's on the D, moving thumb to the A. And then coming back to the D, back to the A, go back to the D. This time we're going to be ready to play. Here's our count, just two bars though. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Move. And. Coming back to the D, even if we're not going to play it yet, great practice to get back up there because we're going to need that in that third bar. Third bar going into the fourth, very, very similar. If we try these last two bars, so it's bars of the piece, it's bar 19, it's the third bar of today's line. Okay, ready? 3 and 4 and. this time just the octave in the left, and that's it. Okay, so if we put the whole line together now, it's more or less the same thing twice, just a bit more room on the second part. Okay, so D shape, nice relaxed shoulders. Here's our count. 1 and 2 and 3. And time. Moving back to D. Well done. If you need more time to get your roll in, if your rolls are, again, think about tariyam, think about a phrase, maybe one that makes sense to you. Tariyam, I've been saying forever and a day, so that makes a lot of sense to me because it helps lean. The tari is so quick and the is something to land on. Tariyam. Maybe there's a sentence or a combo of sounds that will work for you, but just to try and then just as you play, just go, I'm going to listen for my thumb, whatever else happens, and really let that come through. Okay, join me on the play along video and we'll do it at a few different speeds, and then we'll see you tomorrow for the answering phrase to this part. Okay, well done.